Organized gang stalking cults. These organized cults blindly follow the wishes and orders of their organizer and cult leader. They band together and single out a target or victim for the purpose of harassment and bullying. They start a color or noise sensitizing campaign against a target or victim and wear the same or similar colors and carry the same attributes of a regular street gang. They brainwash and control strangers and your neighbors and have them enter and exit the neighborhood in synchronicity with a cult mentality to harass the target and victim. They target and harass a target or victim with a cult mentality and use a street theater script given to them by their cult leaders while doing so. They're virtually brainwashed, told lies by their cult leader and turned into working zombies that stalk and harass innocent citizens in the neighborhood and community. They recruit, coerce, intimidate and sometimes blackmail the target or victim's family, neighbors and anyone in the community who will blindly follow them in their cult activity and terrorism. Quote, they use excuses, reasons and cover for their illegal criminal activity and use these excuses and cover in attempt to justify their criminal activity. And sometimes operate under the guise of watching, protecting and doing good for the community. They are apparently under the false impression that they somehow control the neighborhood and community and choose who stays or leaves. With a cult mentality, they play games, convey to and harass the target and victim with numbers, words, or themes, and sometimes subtly threaten the target or victim while recruiting others in their harassment cult activity. These cults use and operate using color-coordinated vehicles when harassing and bullying an individual in a neighborhood and community.
Color harassment. Color harassment is literally the use of color to harass a victim. Usually, monochromatic color schemes are used, though this choice is pretty much up to the members of the organized stalking and harassment groups. An example of color harassment would be a line of stalkers, in blue shirts, circling a victim. Color harassment is often combined with other stalking tactics. Vehicle color harassment involves using many vehicle cells of the same color to harass and sensitize the target to a certain color, example sending or flooding the target's neighborhood with many white vehicles. This can be done subtly or all at once. For instance, a target may notice 8 white vehicles within 5 minutes driving by his or her home, or may see one white vehicle one right after the other driving by his or her home. This harassment and sensitization tactic can be done with any color.
I thought I'd share this hilariousness with everybody. Just a couple days after talking to someone on the internet about the color harassment that they use. I walk outside and then find this out here. See that? 4 cars lined up in a row and you got 2 on each side. You know, just like in one of the videos that I did. So that's just their way of saying, yeah, you know, we're paying attention to you, and, you know, I guess this is supposed to be intimidating.
They travel in convoys and in cells, usually with their high-beam headlights on during the day and night. They repeatedly and intentionally criminally stalk and harass the target and victim for years at a time with passers-by their work or home. These cults are ordered by their cult leader to remove one or more hubcaps from their vehicles for identification purposes and to sensitize the target and victim to constantly seeing this everywhere they go. Their cult leader orders one or several deranged cult members to buy or rent property close to the target or victim for harassment and illegal information gathering purposes, and are ordered by their cult leader to constantly slam doors and perform synchronous street theater skits for years at a time to harass and administer emotional distress to the target and victim. They start rumors and lies and an attempt to criminalize the target or victim while invading their space or violating their constitutional and civil rights. For years at a time they continue their criminal harassment and civil rights violations, knowing that the end result will most likely be a lawsuit or their imprisonment. If you know someone who has been recruited into one of these organized gang stalking cults, warn and educate them. If they choose not to listen, let them take whatever exposure or punishment that is dealt to them.